For hole number 1, we're gonna see ourselves having a very good chance here. I'm using 6 bars of top-spin, 2 bars of side spin to the left, with a power 4 wind 3 ball, which is a ball that has been very, very frequent in terms of bundles and stuff like that. So there is plenty of different type of power 4 wind 3 balls. Adjustment max plus 10, power 4 ball settings. And once that is done, I won't be pushing up to max. I will be using overpower from the position I am in after adjustment. 1.2 ball of curl to the left, and then we're trying to hit perfect. The ball bounces nicely on the fairway over to the next fairway and roll. We do want this ball to roll. We don't want to get stuck with dead bounces because that will be a little issue. 408, that's a good yardage. If we are below 410, we should be playing it minimum distance minus 10% only. And if we do get to 411, 412, we need to deduct 0.1 from minus 10 minimum distance, just to give you those references. Add spin, so the ball guideline go through the hole. Have in mind through the hole and not to the hole, because we don't want to fall short. And then we will be adjusting, and we adjust for minimum distance minus 10% here with RB52. And it's time to try to hit perfect. Perfect ball, and the ball is on its way, and it bounces nicely on the hill there and then roll towards the pin. Once again, have in mind, drive below 410, minus 10% minimum distance. If we do play with a longer drive, we need to deduct even more. So minus 10% minimum distance and deduct 0.1 ring. Hole number 2, we play with our sniper and a power 1 win 5 side spin 3 ball. 5 bars of backspin, 2.2 bars of side spin to the right. Bottom part of the white ring by the rough line with a ball guideline short of hole but pointing towards the hole. At least that is what I'm doing in the video. Adjustment maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment, power 1 ball settings. So we do adjust 9.2 rings, and then it's time to take our shot. And obviously we're looking to be centered into the adjustment ring here for the best possible outcome. Perfect ball, and we'll see this ball traveling away, and it bouncing on the fairway. We like the speed, but we just missed that one on the right side of the pin. The thing that we can do here is 2 things. Either we do go with an 1159 in pull angle, or we move our target a little bit to the left, being left side of the cup, pointed towards the left side of the cup instead of the center at the pin. And I do think that moving our target would be the best way, but that is all up to you how you want to tweak it. Good chance on hole number 2. For hole number 3, we're going to play a very tough hole because this wind is not really helpful. The thing that I'm looking for here is max topspin, 1 bar of side spin to the right, 4th ring by the rough line with a pock 7 and 8. If playing a pock 5 and a pock 6, half of the 4th ring inside the rough to the right. Adjust maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, push up to max. And then we will apply max curl to the right and also overpower. In this case, I will be using 4 rings of overpower with Apocalypse level 7, level 8. I would go max overpower with a POC 5 and a POC 6 every single time. I know it's gonna be risky with a POC 5 and a POC 6, but we do need to. The ball comes nicely down, and obviously we're looking for the ball to somewhat roll a little bit further, but 438 yards is okay, I would have to say. Second shot, well, now we go right side. I was looking first to left hand side, but the drive is too short for that. Sure, if you do get a glitch roll or something like that and you can attack on the left side, then that would be better, as in a worst case scenario you have a wedge with a straight headwind, and that's easier than being on the right side. I'm using half of the 4th ring inside the rough to the left there with with Cataclysm 8. If having Cataclysm 7, blue ring, Cataclysm 6, I would go half of the blue ring and so forth, because the accuracy is worse the lower level you get in of Cataclysm. max top, 1 left, and I'm going max over power and max left curl. It's because we do want to get the ball to be pushed to the left, and that's going to be difficult otherwise. This is a very difficult shot that we are going to have to make here, the second one, and there is a big risk that we're getting that one into the rough if we don't pay attention. Now, I do push up here. I do have maximum distance there of my wedge, and for that reference, I'm using max topspin and a little bit of side spin to the right, half a bar, ball guideline to the hole, and you will see me here play with, as you can see here, 11.9 miles per hour. We're gonna zoom in here. We'll be using no elevation for this shot, is at least the plan. And playing 11.9, I'm adjusting for a 6.2 rings. Sorry, I need to check that just because of that. I don't think that was 6.2. No, it should be 8.2 rings. My apologies. 8.2 rings using a 62% slider with that as a reference, and that is what we're going to have to go with. Obviously that's going to be different depending on what position you do have to towards the pin, so please pay attention to your club distance to get that one in a correct way. Hole number 4 is, in my opinion, the toughest of the par 3s. It's because it has a really weird bounce up towards the green that is very hard to compensate for. But we will try. Blue ring by the sand to the left, blue ring by the rough to the right. From there, we go with 1 bar of left spin, and we're using 1.8 bars of backspin. Now, with my adjustment, I do adjust 8.2 rings for 7.2 miles per hour. However, though, we would, I do over adjust this shot. So the thing that I would like us to do is to play minimum distance with a 30% over adjustment, power 3 ball settings. What would that equal then? 7.5 rings for 7.2 miles per hour. So 7.5 rings for 7.2, 1 to 1 plus 0.3 is what I would like. I really do enjoy the speed, how the speed gets there with the ball. So minimum distance, 30% over adjustment, power 3 ball settings, and you can use whatever wind 5 ball you like. For hole number 5, I will be playing with an Aurora ball, starting with the red ring by the rough line, 7 bars of topspin, 1 bar side spin to the right. Once that is done, we will be adjusting for maximum distance, no elevation, but we will be using power 3 ball settings. I do zoom in a lot. The reason I do zoom in a lot is because we do have a tree that will otherwise be in our face, and that's always going to be an issue. 1 ball of curl outside the adjustment ring to the right, and then we're gonna take our shot trying to hit perfect. You don't have to play with a wind 5 ball if you don't want to, but I do think there is definitely value in playing with some sort of wind resistance. You can play with wind 4 ball as well, but as always though, I'm trying to find the best possible way to get a good score here, and my choice is the Aurora ball for hole number 5. Second shot, we play with a B52 towards the pin. Here, you can play with a B52 level 5 plus, because even though you do have a worse ball guideline, you will still be able to see the ball guideline to the pin with B52 5 and 6. 3.5 bar topspin, 1 bar side spin to the right. From 391 yards, I do go by the fact that we should be playing a 32% slider, no elevation, power 0 ball numbers. No, sorry, power 2 ball numbers. Power 2 ball numbers, obviously. The power 2 ball numbers, and we're playing with 32% slider, no elevation. But obviously you need to hit perfect. So with a great ball, you can see here that we will miss to the left side of the pin, but I do believe that the speed is perfect, and we also miss to the left of the pin. It's pretty much how I do expect a great left when we hit great left in the wind is going to miss on that type of shot. So 32% slider is what we're looking for. Then I feel we have a good chance on hole 5. For hole number 6, we are going to add as much topspin possible combined with 2 bars of left spin. I'm using an Aurora ball, but it's totally fine to play with a Wind 4 instead of a Wind 5 ball. But have in mind though that you do want to have at least a side spin 2 ball to use. Half of the blue ring inside the rough with Apocalypse level 7, level 8. Red ring by the rough completely when it comes to Apoc 5 and 6. 3/4 of ball in terms of curl outside the adjustment ring to the left. Then we'll go with max overpower. Have in mind, I do not push up my club to max after I made my adjustment. I will just be using overpower from the spot where I'm at after I make my adjustment. Getting to 430, that's a good yardage. We're looking to be somewhere between 425 and 430. Now, second shot, we played with 5 bars of backspin, 2 bars of side spin to the left. But look, now I'm looking at the tip of the ball guideline as a position, and I will be zooming into that as well. You can see that we are approximately 1 green square left of pin, but also approximately half a green square short of pin as well. This to compensate for the extended ball guideline that we will be having with the tailwind. Now you cannot see the plus yardage on the sniper, but this is from plus 5 yard mark, and the plus 5 yard mark plays 82% slider with minus 25% elevation. So it's a tricky adjustment, but if you do make the adjustment correct and you hit perfect, you will see yourself being very close to, or if getting it right at pin as well, for a lovely albatross on hole number 6. Those of you that may wonder, yes, there is already a couple of power hooks being tested, but I do not feel comfortable yet to provide you with that adjustment before myself feel that that would be a better adjustment than the one explained here in the playthrough. It's time to go for green. Max top spin, 1 left spin. Stretch out the max to see the bottom part of the yellow ring by the rough line. Ball guideline just on the left side of the rock there. Then we will be adjusting maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment here. So we do adjust first 8 rings because I don't want to have the rocks being a problem for me. And then I do adjust the rest. Now, we're not gonna push up to max. We will adjust, or we will push up 6 rings after adjustment. Pushing up 6 rings, and then it's time to go max overpower, half a ball of curl to the left. Have in mind that the needle will not be as difficult to handle when we don't push up to max, and that is a big reason why we don't do that. Using a Wind 3 power 5 ball is absolutely perfect. Bounce into the rough, roll out on the fairway, and now we find ourselves with a very simple and short wedge towards the pin. A quick tip for the wedge, use as much topspin possible, and then you will have no problem making the eagle on hole number 7. So instead of laying up, we go for green, and this is, whether we like it or not, a must eagle here in Master. For hole number 8, the final of the par 3, I will play a very aggressive route. But the reason I'm playing this aggressive route is due to the fact that I've been playing this shot before. And this shot is an absolute money shot if you manage to adjust properly. If you don't feel comfortable with this shot, don't play it. That's just my advice. But if you feel confident with it, you will have a much fun time on this one. Bullseye just centered into the rough. Bold guideline coming in, basically taking the left side of the ball guideline to be by the dark green square row pointing towards the pin. 1201 in pull angle, maximum distance minus 5%, power 3 ball settings, and then obviously we're going to have to hit perfect. A great ball could still clip the rough, so it's not out of the question that that will still be a save, but you could also risk missing the rough completely. But in the end though, this is such a money shot, and that's why I'm suggesting this one as this early to try to pump up the tiebreaker a little bit more. For hole number 9, we are only playing for an eagle here, and I'm gonna use the club that do give me the most topspin and power together, and that's the Thor's Hammer level 9, level 8. So I'm using Thor's Hammer level 8. I put my second bounce clearly above the rough, because we definitely don't want the second bounce to clip the rough. Adjustment, maximum distance plus 10, power 4 ball settings. And once that is done, you will see that we go barely into overpower. So I will be applying 3 rings more in overpower than what I do adjust into overpower. So if I just go into overpower, I use 3 rings. If I would be adjusting 2 rings into overpower, I will be adjusting 5 rings instead. We get the ball down the fairway, and that is the only thing that we're looking for. That is perfect. Second shot, we play with the wood club that gives us the most distance possible here, and that's the Cataclysm for me. And I'm using first as a start 4 bars of backspin, 2 bars of side spin to the left. You may be wondering what am I gonna do here. I'm actually going to go with full overpower, just getting my ball to green, because the thing is though that I do believe that using backspin instead of topspin gives me more control on that very weirdly green, as there is some glitchy spots and stuff like that. I'm using 3 bars of backspin, and you will see that I will fall short, but I will still be in the area of having a super simple wedge towards the pin. So the thing that I would recommend here, if you want to push this and trying to go more aggressive towards the pin, 2 bars of backspin should be pretty much spot on to get that ball to green. But if I can find myself there for a simple wedge all the time, I will take it every single time as well. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Master Division with the tournament win for the Shiruba Springs 9-hole cup. Make sure you comment in the comment section below if you do have any questions, or you send an email to support@golfclashtommy.com. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in the Shiruba Springs 9-hole cup.